I've enjoyed it. Now she lies. You fucking snake! Please be quiet! You ruined it, Jago. We'll have to finish.
Imagine this. It's 1825, Tasmania, a wild, unforgiving island at the edge of the British Empire. This place isn't a colony, it's a prison. Convicts are beaten into submission, women are used, then discarded, and the native people are hunted like animals. In the middle of all this is Clare, a young Irish convict who wants only one thing, her freedom. By law, her sentence should already be over, but Lieutenant Hawkins has other ideas. To him, Clare isn't human, she's property. By day, she's forced labor. By night, something far worse. Inside Hawkins' office, the air feels heavy, suffocating. He leans closer, calm, entitled. To him, Clare's body doesn't belong to her anymore. It belongs to his authority, his power, his control. Behind closed doors, his abuse turns personal, cruel, systematic, dehumanizing. At home, Clare has Aiden, her husband, and their newborn baby. They're the last fragile piece of hope she has. The moment Aiden sees her, he knows something is wrong. Clare doesn't say a word. She doesn't have to. Her eyes tell a story too painful to speak, and silence cuts deeper than any scream. Aiden feels a wall growing between them, not from lack of love, but built by Hawkins' cruelty. Eventually, Aiden can't take it anymore. Watching Clare break fuels a rage he can no longer contain. With desperate courage, he confronts Hawkins. He demands justice. But to a British officer, Aiden's voice means nothing. Hawkins mocks him, laughs at him, treats him like dirt begging for mercy. Still, there's a warning in Aiden's eyes. Push me further, and I'll fight back, even if it kills me. The situation finally reaches Hawkins' superior. A decision is made. Hawkins is removed from his post, but there's a condition. If he wants to keep his rank, he must reach the city within 5 days. That night, everything collapses. Clare wanted a quiet life. Aiden, their child. But Hawkins' hunger for power mattered more than any human life. Aiden tries to protect his family. His courage is met with cruelty. Hawkins assaults Clare right in front of her husband. Aiden screams, restrained, helpless, forced to watch as Hawkins destroys not just Clare's body, but their dignity, their humanity. Even their baby isn't spared, a cruelty beyond comprehension. Then, Hawkins' men join in, one after another. That night was meant to end Clare's life, but for reasons unknown, they leave her alive, broken, shattered. The next morning, still bleeding, Clare carries her lifeless baby in her arms. She walks to the magistrate. She begs for justice. The response is cold. Hawkins has left. He must reach the city within 5 days. No justice, no mercy. Clare goes to a man who is close to Aiden. She asks for help. "I can't stay here," she says. "I'm going after him." The man stops her. "I know someone who can guide you." That's how she meets Billy, an Aboriginal tracker, a man who knows the land better than anyone. "I'll pay you," Clare says. "I don't care how much." Billy looks at her coldly. "Fine, I'll show you the way, but I'm not your servant, and I won't stop if you die." Billy knows exactly how white men treat his people. Their journey begins in silence. Soon, they come across something horrifying. 2 bodies, hanging from trees. Clare whispers, "Why would they do this?" Billy answers quietly, "Because to them, our lives are worth less than animals. And when an animal gets in the way, you hang it." For the first time, Clare understands something. Her hatred for Hawkins is personal, but Billy's hatred is for an entire world that destroyed his people. As days pass, Billy reads the land like a map. Broken branches, disturbed soil, faint tracks invisible to anyone else. Hawkins and his men are close. They witness another horror. A young Aboriginal woman, a child beside her. The soldiers laugh. She keeps us entertained. Hawkins prepares to use her like prey. Back to Billy and Clare. Billy says they must wait to cross the river. The water is too strong. Clare refuses. "I can't wait." She steps in, and the current drags her under. Billy reacts instantly, throws a branch, pulls her back to shore. For the first time, Clare looks at him differently, not with hatred, but with gratitude. That night, they steal food from a house, not out of greed, but survival. Around a small campfire, something shifts. They still argue, still distrust each other, but an understanding begins to grow. Even though she looks hated, there is a truth that Clare admits about Billy. Clare admits in her heart that Billy is a quite sincere and reliable person. Elsewhere, Hawkins continues his cruelty. An Aboriginal woman is forced to serve him. An old man guiding them can't stop it. That night, Hawkins even spread his hatred of Aboriginal tribes to the innocent little child who was his servant. By morning, spears fly, a counterattack, chaos. Hawkins is attacked by a husband's group looking for their kidnapped wives. Hawkins fires his rifle, then runs, leaving blood behind. At the same time, Billy finally picks up fresh tracks. Hawkins' men are close. Clare's rage boils over as she pushes forward, driven by pure determination. Suddenly, she comes face to face with one of Hawkins' soldiers, the very man who murdered her baby. Consumed by fury, Clare pulls the trigger, but it isn't enough. Driven by vengeance, she plunges her knife into him, again and again and again, as if forcing him to feel the same agony he once inflicted. Meanwhile, Billy follows the trail and reaches a grim scene. Signs of a violent struggle and the brutal fate of the Aboriginal woman. In that moment, Billy understands the confrontation with Hawkins is no longer far away. It is inevitable. But what Hawkins doesn't realize is that the old Aboriginal guide is leading them astray. Instead of heading toward the settlement, he leads them higher, deeper into the mountains. He does it on purpose, driven by rage, by grief. After witnessing Hawkins murder and torment his people, this is his quiet act of defiance. After the gunfire fades, Billy arrives at a place that stops him cold, his uncle. From that moment on, Billy's purpose becomes clear. This is no longer just Clare's revenge, it's his too. And then, the inevitable finally happens. Clare and Billy come face to face with Hawkins. He stands there, calm, confident, the man who took everything from her. Clare lifts her rifle, her hands shake, her breath catches. She aims straight at him. This is the moment she's been chasing through blood, grief, and fire. But when it comes, her courage freezes. Her finger won't move. She's paralyzed. Hawkins doesn't hesitate. He fires first. The shot cracks through the air. Clare stumbles back, panic taking over. She turns and runs, Billy right behind her. In that split second, Billy charges. He lunges at Hawkins and his men, trying to strike up close. It's desperate, it's reckless, and it fails. Billy isn't killed, not yet. Instead, Hawkins decides to keep him alive, not as a man, but as a tool, a new guide. Clare hides behind the trees, watching helplessly as Billy is forced to walk ahead of them. Every step could be his last. Desperate to survive, Billy does the only thing he can. He leads them back toward the main road. When they reach it, Hawkins makes a final demand. He turns to the young boy who's been following them the whole time. Kill him. The boy freezes. His hands tremble. His eyes fill with doubt. That hesitation is enough. Billy breaks free. He runs. Behind him, Hawkins explodes with rage, but he doesn't chase Billy. Instead, he turns his fury on the boy. No mercy, no hesitation. Meanwhile, Clare, lost deep in the woods, was on the brink of despair. Then, out of nowhere, a nightingale appeared before her, fluttering as if guiding the way. Trusting the small bird, she followed until the forest opened to the main road. There, Clare manages to stop a passing carriage. At last, she secures a ride into town, a fragile chance to survive, and maybe to finish what she started. But in an unexpected twist, on the road back to town, Clare suddenly crosses paths with Billy. He's alive. Without saying a word, they choose to continue together. Soon, they stumble upon a lone house in the wilderness. Desperation forces them to do what they've done before. They steal food, clothes, even weapons. Not out of greed, but necessity. On the way to town, Clare and Billy come across an elderly couple. Out of fear, they raise their weapons, ready for the worst. But what follows is unexpected. Instead of hostility, the old couple welcomes them inside. For the first time in a long while, Clare and Billy experience kindness. The wife serves them a warm meal. The husband offers Billy a seat at the table, and even a warm bed. The next day, after a journey filled with pain and rage, they finally arrive in town. In the heart of the bustling streets, Clare sees him, the man who has haunted her every waking moment, Hawkins. He stands tall in his uniform, as if his sins never touched him. Surrounded by witnesses, Clare can't pull the trigger. Hawkins spits one last threat, then walks away. But Clare isn't finished. She follows him and confronts him in front of his fellow officers. She exposes everything: the rapes, the murders, the cruelty carried out without remorse. In front of his peers, Hawkins falters. He tries to deny it, tries to silence her with a glare, but the weight of her truth crushes him. For the first time, shame belongs to him, not her. That night, the forest is swallowed by darkness and mist. Billy is no longer just a guide. He becomes what he truly is: an Aboriginal warrior, a son of the land. He stalks Hawkins and his men like a phantom, moving silently through the night. There is no mercy here. One by one, they fall. Silent, brutal, final. Struck down by Billy's vengeance, swift as the spirits of his people. That night, the blood spilled is not only Clare's revenge, it is justice for his people.